welcome to Mars Moon Space TV. This is Dollie and Thomas, and we are back to talk about this amazing picture. Hi Dollie, are you with us?
Hello Thomas, yes I'm with you. Hello.
I am so glad to have you here because you also saw this picture that has been going viral on social media of what looks like a spoon found on the Martian surface on picture number 1294. I actually wrote 1296, that's a mistake, sorry about that. Dollie, what is your first thought when you're looking at this great picture here?
Well, first of all, you contacted me the other day and showed me the picture, and then it was everywhere. This picture, it keeps cropping up everywhere and surfacing. I think everybody is capturing this image because they can't quite believe what they are seeing, because what we are seeing quite clearly to me is a spoon, and it looks to me like a spoon, you know. It's quite clearly something that's an object that's laying on top of the sand, so you can clearly see that it is an object that's lying, you know, just half covered there a little bit in the middle. You can see where the sand has moved up against it, so you know, and the spoon shape, you can clearly capture that. So this says to me, Thomas, civilization all over again, you know. We can't we cannot get away from this disclosure that's happening. But what interests me is the size of this image. What do we have?
Yeah, the size is interesting because many people have asked me about the size of this image, and I didn't knew at the beginning, but I did a little research on and I found the same image on some of the NavCam images, and here I have the picture from the NavCam, and this is from the right NavCam camera, and if you look at the bottom in this picture, you see the wheel from the rover, and I actually painted the wheel a little bit brown, so to make it easier to see. And we know that the wheels are 50 centimeters in diameter. That's about 20 inches, also, as I've written in the bottom of the picture here, and they are about 40 centimeters wide, which is about 16 inches. So if you are looking at that wheel and comparing it to the object in front of it that looks like a spoon, then I would estimate the spoon to be about 10 centimeters long. So it's actually, to me, looks like it has a normal size spoon of what we are used to have here on planet Earth.
Wow, exactly, you know, so somebody's been eating on Mars. What were they eating? What were they eating on this planet?
Oh yeah.
So, you know, so that clearly, you know, says that civilizations that are eating food, growing, producing, thriving, that says to me, says quite clearly a thriving planet at one time.
They could have been eating sundaes on McDonald's.
McDonald's. Wow, what
Oh, just kidding. But I just want to jump back to the first picture again, because looking at that, I also noticed that you see in the enhancements the shadow underneath the spoon, and that tells me that it's an object that is lifted above the sand, and I don't think it's sand that just by coincidence are looking like a spoon. I think it is an actual object. I would love to believe it is a spoon. I would like to believe it is a spoon.
I would love to believe it is a spoon, but looking at some of the comments of some of the, I've actually looked through some of the footage that's going around on YouTube and some of the popular sites on Facebook out there, and there's a lot of debate over this. A lot of people are saying, could it be natural? Could it be a natural phenomena? Could it be rock? You know, could it be just naturally occurred that way? But when you look around the actual, and common sense tells you when you look at this picture, that's not been done by erosion of any kind, because it's too shapely and it's too long, you know, it's a tool, it's quite clearly a tool.
It is
you
a
know?
tool of a kind. Dolly, I want you to take an extra look in this picture, and if you look on top left, there is the little UFA logo, United Family of Anomaly Hunters. That's our great family, which I am thankful to be a part of. But look on the rock right to the UFA logo. There is something laying on top of that rock. Can you see that?
Oh yes.
Yes.
I can see something.
And I actually pointed, I don't have the picture right here right now, but I actually pointed it out on another soul image from Curiosity a few weeks ago. But I first realized just before we went on here just now to do this conversation here, that that's the same image that I pointed out a few weeks ago. I will see if I can find it so I can put it up at the end of the video here when I'm doing the editing here. But that looks suspicious, don't it?
It does look suspicious. I can't zoom in on it from here, but it's definitely elongated. It's long. It's
and again you see the shadow underneath it.
Yes, there's a shadow. That's what,
it's an object.
Definitely an object that's laying on top of the rock that is has got a shadow. You see, that's how we can quite clearly establish that this is an anomaly, what we're looking at, because of the shadows underneath and how it's placed. It just looks like it's been perfectly dropped there in time and just corroded. But what interests me the most is what material could this be? Could it be metal? Could it be rock? What could it be? Because it's corroded. And it's obviously took thousands of years, you know.
It's a really good question. What material were they using?
What material?
And if that has been laying there for thousands of years, then it must have been a very special material they used that do not
exactly
degrade or decompose like other materials normally would do when they're laying outside for 100 years. But again, there's another theory that says that back in the 1940s there was a huge explosion on Mars, and it was actually seen by an astronomer that was looking at on Mars at the time, and he said that he saw this huge glimpse of light, and that was in, I think it was in 49. He told about that. So if something happened in 49, it could still be laying around visible for us to see. So this means that this don't necessarily this is not necessarily thousands of years old. It could be 50, 60, 70 years old and still be laying outside visible for us to come and see and find.
Which questions the secret space program, doesn't it? How old
it really does.
How old is the secret space program really? You know, have we had bases up there that explosions have happened, and you know, it definitely would a nuclear blast of some kind, you know, do that to metal. What it would be interesting to research this, of what happens and how long it takes
Talking about secret space program and civilization on Mars and being on Mars, what do you think? Do you think we have been on Mars since the 1930s?
Oh, most definitely, definitely, and way before, Thomas. This is very old. I speak to a lot of what are called what they call themselves as super soldiers.
Experiencers.
Yeah. I like to call them experiencers, or universal soldiers of some kind. They all have a similar story and amazing details of off-planetary experiences that are seeming to correlate with other things that are going on within certain groups and forces that are on the Earth. So this cannot be ignored, and going back to our connections and ancient civilizations and the secret space program, it just really does now question on disclosure of what will come next, and I think it's about time that we are allowed to have this information disclosed to us, because we're not babies as such anymore. I think we've moved from the baby stage, and perhaps are going into we are next going into the next stage up. Perhaps it might be just kindergarten, but we're getting there slowly, and I think it's ready. Humanity is ready to move forward through the cosmos, and this is amazing. For many people globally, we for those that are this way in thinking and understand about the secret space programs and possible life and civilization from other planets and our own planet and our involvement. It's a huge step. It's a huge step in humanity.
Do you think that when NASA sent up the Curiosity rover, Spirit and Opportunity rover, do you think that they were aware of what was going on in the area they were sending it to, or what?
Oh, fully, absolutely, fully, because that's why they're there. NASA is there for a reason. We've gone there for a reason, and what is released to the public is only what they want to release, and the majority of the general public will not go into images such as this and study and research. It's amazing work that people are doing, bringing this forward, and it will just continue to grow. Mars is hot topic now, and we're ready. We are ready to definitely find out what is happening.
My theory about the rovers on Mars is that NASA knew, of course, that the area they were sending the rovers to was shattered to pieces. There was nothing to come after. Maybe a few pieces here and there that they could cover up. And I think they did choose the areas because that was the areas that was easiest to cover up if they found something. There were other areas as well where I believe we have life forms and life and humans or Martian, if you will, in other areas. And again, as I said it before, and I'll say it again, it's like if we were on planet Mars, if we were a Martian, or we were on Venus and we lived there forever, and we saw planet Earth down there and thought, what a wonderful planet, let's go explore it. But we cannot show life forms from that planet to the rest of the people, population on Venus here. So what are we gonna do? We are gonna do some research, and we find an area where we can send down the rover where we know there's nothing for them to find. And the area they would send the rover to would probably be an area like Sahara, and they could send a rover down there, drive around for 7 or 12 years, and they would never find anything they could send back to the public. Meanwhile, they had the satellites going around and getting all the interesting stuff in by the back door, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and I think that's the same that NASA has done here. They choose this area because they knew that was the Martian Sahara Desert, and there wouldn't be much to come after here.
No, exactly. You know, they know exactly the locations, the areas. They know where they're going, and a lot of these images, unfortunately, they are played around with. They're infiltrated. We know that.
Yeah.
And but just on the odd occasion, you know, we beat them to it. But I was just going to say, with a spoon shaped like this and the size of it, which definitely says to me it was held in a hand of some kind and put into an object of a mouth. So this, whoever held this spoon had a hand and had a mouth and needed food as an energy source. So that is common sense telling you that an animal, or a dog or a cat, will not eat with a spoon.
No, they're aware intelligent life in this area, so to speak.
Exactly.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
For sure.
Okay.
Amazing, Thomas. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I was just about to say, okay, Dolly, here, let's end this show for today, and we will be back with more awesome pictures for our debate. I want to add to this that this is the last video from Dolly and me in 2016, and having Dolly with me here on these videos is a new project for Mars Moon Space TV, and you will hear Dolly in 2017 also, and we already have a deal with a famous person. Dolly, do you want to tell who that is?
Oh, do I have to? Okay, Patty Greer. We have the beautiful Patty Greer is going to be interviewing in the new year, and she has the most amazing insights and information into crop circles. So I really look forward to sharing that with everyone.
So do I. And it's gonna be Dolly that is gonna do the interview, and I will sit in the background and be a good boy and be quiet. and don't disturb the girls while they are talking. So I'm looking very much forward to that. I want to say thank you to all of you out there watching our video here. Dolly and Thomas are saying goodbye for now, and until we see us again, take care.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Yes, bye.